a normal baseball cap is way better besides that fucking beaver cap bullshit.
Fuck yourself. People on the internet seem to like it, man. I didn't hear back.
One guy.
Yeah, that's enough for me, right?
Okay,
I
fuck.
did not hear back from the Duluth Trading Company, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping I'd get a shout out at least.
You guys are solo on that one.
It is a weird shape, but I like the symbol, man. It's good.
Hey, you Canadians have fucking something with beavers, so I don't know.
A truly proud and noble animal.
Fucking bear with me here. Shit is loose on the microphone stand, and it is not okay.
Doesn't look okay. Some of us are prepared, folks. Some of us are not.
Fuck you.
I'd love to intro us here, buddy, but you continue to make noise.
Go. There, I'm done.
You
I'm
happy?
done. I'm never really happy. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm always fucking happy.
that is kind of how this goes, buddy. Welcome, everybody, to the Ice Shower After Work podcast. John and I are together once again in the East Side job trailer today. How are you, my friend? How was your week?
I am good, my man. I had to deal with retarded fucking light fixtures this week. I am not okay.
When you say retarded light fixtures, how so?
It took two guys, me and another guy, 8 hours to hang 4 light fixtures.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're fucking horrible, man.
What made them so
16
bad?
feet long, 2 sections,
Oh, no
fucking
wonder.
spliced together, fucking hung from the grid, fucking, it's just
Aircraft cable?
aircraft cable, fucking retarded.
It's going to happen, buddy.
It was bad. It was bad. I'm not okay. We got 4 of them up, and I'm like, okay, so that's how these 30 fixtures are going to go.
I was just going to ask you how many you had to put up.
Fuck.
What? I quit. There are days where you feel like you're just going to give up. Let's not do that this week, but hey, next week, who knows what's going to happen?
Right. So, my man, how was your week? You were pulling nights this last week.
Yes, I have to say, I did have a couple of nights. It wasn't so bad. Pretty easy indoor work. I can't complain too much other than the, going to work at 8 or 9 thing. But again, pretty easy indoor work. I was working with a great guy from another company. Pretty easy swap out of some electrical. So one of the local high-end grocery stores that always has things done at night, which, hey, you want to pay the premium time? I am down.
Hey, and most of those grocery stores, that's when you do your work.
Yeah.
They're closed down.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Less people in your way, less chance of dropping something on a customer.
So you weren't working yesterday during the day, right?
I worked during the day yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. But hey, that's how it goes, man. You just go back at it sometimes. Like, what
You're
are you gonna
fucking texting me left and right. I'm like, well, clearly you're not fucking working.
do? Oh, I was just, as I had a moment, I was texting you with stuff. I didn't have a long day, I will say that. I finished up pretty early yesterday. So, my man, I wanted to talk to you about something today. I was going to drop it a little blind on you, as we do occasionally.
Yeah.
We have taken some shit in earlier episodes for talking smack about what does and does not qualify as construction. So since the podcast started, I've had a few conversations and the odd argument about it with some other trades. So to figure out where we're going to draw this line, I thought maybe today we would figure out, well, where we're going to draw that line.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely. That it's a weird line to have in the sand, but damn it, it exists.
Well, that's it. And fortunately, we're back on the East Side job trailer, not doing any episodes over Zoom again because John was sick, as we all remember. You're feeling much better, though, man?
Oh, yes, very much.
Yeah, so you got the raw milk illness out of your system?
Fuck you. Yeah. The raw milk is I haven't had it in a while. I think we're good.
Okay, well, that's all right. So I remember giving you grief.
Raw milk.
I assume it's going to eventually give you the plague.
It might. It might. But that's a risk I'm willing to take to be able to drink milk again.
All right, well, I just had ice cream yesterday, buddy, so I was thinking about you.
Suck one.
Sideways.
Okay, when it comes to that, I will give props to Ben & Jerry's because their ice cream that they have that is lactose-free ice cream is still really tasty.
They know what they're doing over there, so I'll give them that, right?
Right.
I just like giving you grief about that because between that and the alien thing, I'm learning some real interesting things I didn't know about you while we do this podcast.
Oh,
buddy.
just wait.
Yeah, I'm sure, right. I'm sure there's more. Yeah, don't worry, folks. We're all going to learn a thing or two about John here. We're trying to not edit ourselves too much.
Well, Jason likes beavers, so I guess whatever.
Hey, I am not even remotely proud. As a Canadian, as a heterosexual male, I'm a big fan of the beaver. All right, man. Where do we start here? I have been and will continue to hold the stance that if you can wear shorts or sneakers doing your job, it's not construction. You have had a slightly opposite opinion because in your past, you've had experience where you could do that. Sell me.
Dude, it was nice. I mean, look, when we hit and we get lucky up here, but when we hit our 110-degree summer days and you're roughing in a house, yeah, I like wearing shorts and tank tops. And I used to be able to do that until I decided to move over here and join the union. But yeah, being just a house roper, shit, man, I was in shorts and tank tops all the time.
Okay, because I know, everybody's seen on the internet, there's so many women who post stuff now doing construction work in what's basically the start of a stripper episode.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say episode, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, they ain't really doing construction fucking work.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
no.
I get it. It's for social media. It's for clickbait. Like, hey, no shame.
Hey, sex sells, man.
Right, it absolutely does. But let's not fool ourselves. Like, you're not actually working for a living.
You're never going to see those women on a job site.
No.
Ever.
Fucking no. Definitely not.
Ever.
Now, we have talked briefly about the tight pants, jeans that you'll often see females in construction still wearing now.
Yeah, I mean, in our do's and don'ts, we said don't do that.
Right. So
just don't.
Yeah, as a quick fallback to the other week, like don't do that. Like right. But so that's my stance basically on this. When we talk about construction sites, there's lots of people in and out. Okay, go ahead. John got a thought already here. Get after it, buddy. I can see the look on your face. I digress.
Yeah, there is a lot of people in and out. There's a lot of things that happen on a job site and construction site and stuff like that. But, I mean, if you're going to classify yourself as a construction worker, look, I say if it supports a construction site, it's not construction. That's the kind of the weird stance that I'm taking on it.
You have in the past, don't let me put words in your mouth, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've in the past drawn a line between manufacturing and installing.
Yes.
Is that still how you feel?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That is 100% the way I see it. Manufacturing supports, installing, and the guys doing the actual work and making the shit happen, that's construction.
Okay, so you're going to say that manufacturing and construction, different. All right.
Totally separate.
As we go through here, we'll just have yay or nay. So manufacturing, nay.
Nay.
Not construction. Okay,
nope.
We'll get back to that one. Because we have some friends, a couple who listen to the podcast, who are in manufacturing.
Yep. And God bless them.
Yeah,
this shit needs to be built.
Yeah, thank God you're doing it. It's not easy work, and fortunately there's people out there who are willing to make the stuff that we need because we know it's getting harder and harder to get the things we need, so God love you.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, I kind of have to agree. I don't think that manufacturing of things counts as construction.
Gotcha.
So, how about deliveries?
No, fuck no.
This falls into the shorts and sneaker thing that I see, right?
No, fuck that. Look, so many of those goddamn delivery drivers that I see on these job sites don't even have a hard hat in their truck.
There is a lot of that.
And then they get yelled at for not having a hard hat on their fucking head.
I gotta admit, I do love when somebody just comes over and goes, hey, they just knock on their own hard hat, the universal symbol of where's your fucking hard hat at?
Right.
And then they don't have one and they're just shoulder shrugs. Like,
right. In their shorts and fucking sneakers and...
Right.
Yeah,
sneakers if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
If I see another pair of Crocs on a job site...
Oh, fuck me.
Dude.
No. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not a violent man by nature. I kind of want to smack those guys up the side of the head and go, what are you doing? Like, What are we doing here? Yeah. It's not good, right?
All you got to do is run a tow over with a cart.
Right.
And then look at them and go, where's your fucking boots?
Right.
Crocs. No.
Yeah.
Crocs. No.
Yeah, I have a fantastic joke about Crocs that if you see me in person in the real world, folks, feel free to ask me about my Croc joke. I am not going to say it on the podcast because I don't want us getting canceled. But yeah, IRL, let me know. I'll be happy to tell you my Croc joke. Makes people laugh every time. So before we get too deep here, man, I wanted to set up a framework of at least how we would discuss this.
Okay.
All right. So
I mean, we're already off the rails.
Yeah, we're already off the rails here. It's going to happen, right? But that's why I'm trying to rein this in a little tiny bit here. Okay, we've got to consider the factors other than just what you wear. Okay,
right.
Of what could determine construction versus not construction. So in my head, I think of things like are you one of us or not? Do you get regularly dirty? Do you work multiple shifts? Is there inherent danger involved in your job?
Right.
right? We keep the job sites very safe, but the fact that we have safety is what keeps them from being inherently dangerous.
Right.
I'm not saying
Otherwise, it'd just be a zoo.
Right. I'm not saying that you don't get dirty. But listen, we're going to use manufacturing as the baseline here, okay? Because I think, in my opinion, that's the closest to construction.
It is.
Right? It covers those things I just mentioned.
Manufacturing, now specifically manufacturing of things for construction.
Yes, absolutely, okay? So can we say, because I know I was the one who just said this list, and I'm willing to kind of keep an open mind here. Will they get dirty during the day and sweaty? Sure they will.
Yep.
Okay. Do they work multiple shifts?
Yes, they
Probably a lot more than most construction workers on average, actually.
Yep.
They basically have 2 or 3 shifts going a lot of those places all the time, right?
Yep.
Is there inherent danger? Yep.
Yeah.
So how do we, in this particular case, we'll go off on some other construction adjacent things later, but for manufacturing for right now, how do we then differentiate between them being construction or not, because they fall under all the categories I just mentioned?
Yeah, but the categories that you mentioned are the same categories for a lot of different things, right?
Can you give me one other example? I'll put you on the spot here.
Working in a landfill.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Right. Now that you say that, a kitchen worker.
A kitchen worker.
A kitchen worker could fall under all those categories too, and likely does, actually.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
So when it comes to manufacturing, if we hold that baseline, right, that's why I don't think it's construction. Because, yes, they have a hard job. Yes, it can be strenuous on your body. Yes. But at the same time, what you're building is just a piece of what a construction site is. It's a chunk.
Okay.
And it can't function without you there, right? In a manufacturing, I'm going back towards HVAC equipment, the big air handlers and stuff like that.
Sure.
They're manufactured off site, then delivered on site. They can't run without them being there, right?
That's true.
So, yes, you are building a piece of a construction site. Yes, you are constructing that HVAC equipment, but you're not construction because, God damn it, it's not in place for its intended use. That's the stand that I take. Windows are the same way.
Okay, fair enough, buddy.
Right? Important, they're all important. Yes, I'm not downplaying that. It's just not construction.
Okay, so there, we've kind of gotten to the place of manufacturing. So the installer versus the creator of the product. Yes, we're constructing finished buildings, finished product, and they're making parts of the whole.
Right.
All right, fair enough.
We are the end point.
Okay, all right, I got you. Yeah, we need them to complete our project, but they don't need us to keep making their whatever it is, their widget. Okay, fair enough, buddy. All right. So let me try to find one that's a little more adjacent here. All right. Office furniture.
No, fuck you.
Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me give you the facts.
That's a nah.
Let me give you the facts before we yay or nay this one, okay? They have to wear the same safety equipment as everybody else.
Yep.
They fall under the dirty and multi-shift category. They do not fall under the inherent danger category.
No.
Do they have tools? Sure. I've had these people on a lot of different sites. I respect what they do because I don't want to be taking apart office furniture and doing it, so I'm glad that you're out there. I had an argument very recently with a guy suggesting that he worked construction. I'm like, oh, where do you work? And he looked at me blankly and went, here, this. I'm like, no, you said you work construction.
Yeah.
And that's when the argument started.
Yeah. No. Nay.
Okay.
All the fucking way, because look, a building can be built and function and be in the normal state and not change with or without furniture installers. You can take out that furniture and the building's going to look exactly the same.
All right, devil's advocate, buddy. There are buildings that exist, not many, mind you, but let's be honest. There's buildings that exist or could be built that don't have HVAC, that don't have electrical, very rarely, don't have plumbing, very rarely. But I mean, you could be building a barn for someone out in the. You could be constructing someone a big 20 by 30 by whatever barn that has. I mean, they're probably gonna have electrical, but maybe not. But there won't be plumbing out there. They don't have HVAC in the building, right? That's still construction.
Yeah, but they also don't have furniture.
Well, that's true. They're definitely putting office furniture in there. I'm just trying to suggest that construction doesn't necessarily have to be the finished product that includes all this.
Give me a building that doesn't have any of that still has furniture, office furniture set up in it.
All right, fair enough. I can't come up with an example.
Exactly.
I tried to think of one too, and I definitely can't. Okay.
I mean, you tried to go to bat for those poor guys.
Listen, I'll tell you why I'm going to bat for those guys. Recently, on a Saturday, I had it out with one of these dudes because he suggested that how we were dismantling our electrical and low voltage within the furniture was us trying to salvage the low voltage wire to scrap.
What? The Cat 5 low voltage wire?
I heard him say this to the powers that be and had to walk over and go, no. That's untrue. I tried to be political at the start. I'm like, that's just simply not true. I said, we were here earlier this week and we dismantled the whole other side of this building. And if you walk over there right now, you're going to see all that wire curled up on the floor and still attached to the wall. We are taking it out as we were told to do. We are not wasting time and money, as you're suggesting, just to scrap fucking $80 worth of fucking low voltage wire.
Right.
And then walked away. I'm like, I made my point. The powers that be heard what I said. They realized that guy's untrue. I go back to what I was doing. The guy wouldn't let it go. I heard him saying it to somebody else later and then had to finally walk over and go, okay, no, now you're a liar.
Right.
Now you're trying to cause trouble for no reason. Why don't you go back to doing what you're doing? He's like, well, you're wasting our time. We got to pull panels off of everything so that we can let you get in to disconnect this stuff. I'm like, yeah, you mean your job, dickhead? Yeah, go ahead and do that. So as a small coincidence, just this last week, same company out on another job, less furniture stuff they were disconnecting. One of the guys recognized me. That same guy wasn't there, but one of the other dudes recognized me and said, hey, man, you were that guy from that Saturday. Yep, that was me. Yep. I'm like, okay, here we go. Another argument. Nope, the guy was very cordial. Sorry. That guy he's a hothead. He knew you weren't doing that. He was just having a bad day. He didn't want to work Saturday or whatever it was. All right, good on you. Thanks for the apology. I appreciate it. I forgot about that the moment I walked away. That's what construction is.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to that stuff. We've talked about it before, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, also, why don't you shut the fuck up, do your job, dismantle the furniture. It's not that it's a bad job. You're not less than me, but no. I know my job that I have to do, and I need you to do part of yours to do part of mine. That's inherently construction. And when you don't realize that just digs in my heels that you're not construction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice to them about it because it's an important job that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, just do your job. I'll do my job and don't lie.
Yeah. And if you're going to be like that, get fucked.
Right.
Like all the way.
Yeah. You think because there's 20 of you here and there's 3 of us that we're just going to sit there and take that? Like, no. Yeah. What are we doing here? Like,
no.
So.
Yeah, no. If you're having a bad day at work, don't take it out on anybody else.
Right. And people, as we've said in the past, we know people are they think electricians especially are prima donnas. I'm willing to take a bit of heat on that level because I realize that's sort of the industry opinion.
I have a new prima donna that I'd like to toss into the fucking ring.
Okay,
after ahead. This week. AV guys. Not low voltage guys, not network guys, AV guys.
Yeah.
Those fucking guys. Look.
Shout out to Pete Heiniger. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey Pete. So Pete is a low voltage guy. He's very adept and very knowledgeable about AV, and he can do it very, very well. But guys that are strictly AV.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they don't even show up with the tools to actually do their job and expect you to do part of their job for them. No.
I very recently had guys show up with a cable to go from whatever the piece of equipment was, some sort of router data thing, right?
Yep.
Black box, lots of lights and buttons, right? I'm clearly not in this industry, folks.
Probably a switch, but okay, whatever.
Right. They had literally the cable to plug from that to the TV, and they did bring the TV with them. Excellent.
Fantastic.
No mount. No mount. Looked at me and said, okay, so where's the mount? I'm like, the fuck should I know? Where's your mount? He's like, oh, you guys provide that.
No, we don't.
The hell we do. Well, you guys always do. I'm like, well, first off, whoever you're talking about as you guys, I've never worked with you before. If you're talking about electricians, you're dealing with a different company then because we wouldn't be doing that.
No.
I said, I may consider helping you mount it properly, but again, doesn't fall under what we're here to do. I'm here to make sure the TV can turn on with electricity. You're here to make it work.
Right.
I don't hang this stuff. I'll help you, but like, how would I know what TV you were hanging and what mount get the fuck out of here? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely a nay for construction. AV guys, that's not construction. That's after the fact, building, build, sure.
Yeah. Well, okay. So that one's a gray line. I'm happy we found a gray area.
I got another gray area in me, but go ahead.
Because those are also the guys that are actually installing the built-in screens and shit for conference rooms and
Sure, sometimes.
and controls for stuff like that.
Yep.
Which they have to be there during the construction phase and not the finish phase.
Okay.
So I'll give them 20% of construction. How about that?
It's generous of you. It's mighty biggie here, man.
And that's as far as I can go. 20%.
Okay. So I got a couple more gray areas here for you.
Okay.
Now, your line that you drew was installer versus manufacturer.
Yep.
Okay. This is a real gray area. Okay. What about not furniture, but what about industrial machine or industrial appliance installers? Because they're installers. Full-size pizza ovens, full-size dishwashing equipment, cooktops. They're installing those. Okay, so
no,
there's going to be a lot of devil's advocate out of me today, right, buddy?
Yeah. So, and there always is, and I like that about you, except for it's wrong most of the time. But whatever.
Fuck all the way off. Okay, keep going.
No, I don't. They have an important job. They are installing their equipment, but their equipment wouldn't run without us.
That's true. So again, I'm not.
They're finished installers.
Okay. So now you're okay. So now there's a fine line between installer and finished installer.
Well,
okay.
Well, they're just like the same. If we take that one step further and we look at these big condo units,
okay,
right, and all of a sudden you get all these the appliance delivery. Those guys are installing the appliances as they deliver them.
Yeah, but hold on. That's why I specifically said industrial.
What's the difference? It's an appliance. That oven's technically an appliance.
So you can slide and let's say we're talking about what you just said, condo units, okay? They're sliding a stove in, they're sliding a dishwasher in a fridge. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people where you need a likely machinist to show up, level it, set it in place, there's sides, a full-size oven at a grocery store where they're baking goods in there. Does that count? That's a gray area, buddy.
Ooh, you may have me on that one.
Real tools there, right? Real work. Levels, plans, prints. They need a print.
Yeah, but those guys still show up in fucking shorts and...
They do often show up in
tennis shoes.
And shorts and tennis shoes. Yeah, that's for sure.
On a clean job site.
All right.
Where everything's done.
Okay, so you'll admit that's a gray area there.
That is a gray area.
Okay, so we're gonna give people industrial installers. We're gonna give them a pass. They count.
Right.
All right.
Well, I gave AV 20%. What are you giving them?
80.
Ooh, God, you are generous.
80. I'm giving them 80%. No, I take it back. I'll give them 60% because I think I have a 90 coming up here. This is another gray area, okay?
Okay.
But I don't think so gray. I think we have to let this one count because this is also an installer situation. Someone putting in, after dismantling an old, let's say a new LED sign for a business. You need...
Like the big outdoor signs?
A big outdoor sign, a display sign. You put in a new LED to whatever let's say it's for a car dealership, okay? They need probably heavy equipment to take out the old concrete shitty sign they had before that was just,
Yeah, they're doing a lot of demo.
They're going to have
welding.
They're going to have a crane. They're going to do welding. Yes, do they need us in advance because we got to get the electricity where it needs? Sure, okay. But that's got to count as construction. They're installers. They're installing the sign, but they've got concrete to pour. They got cranes pulling stuff in and out.
Yeah, I'll give them that one.
That one has to count as construction, right?
That one I'll give them 100% on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're building that structure. Usually a footing is poured for them, but they have to stand all the steel. They have to wrap it. They have to be in lifts and JLGs and cranes and
right.
Yeah.
Which the two I'm thinking of off the top of my head I did recently were all those things. So that one came to mind. They've got to fall under construction.
Yeah, I'll give them that one.
Okay, so now
most of them are fucking half cocked and
well, that's a lot of the Yeah, that's a lot of the non-specific construction where they do a few things. They kind of go off half-cocked with a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
But I will say they always have extra tools and materials. If a fella's short a couple of good screws or something that he needs, they got everything in the back of them trucks. I'll give them credit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a...
They probably got the best iron-eating screws out there.
That's,
I'll give them that.
dude, it's funny that you say that. That's exactly the hardware I was thinking of. I had to borrow a handful of iron eaters from the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They probably work better than most that I've gotten.
Yeah. So a self-driving, heavier duty screw that can drive into iron.
Yeah.
Heavy metal stuff that's thick,
like quarter-inch thick, solid iron.
Yeah, those. Yeah, they do have the good ones. I snap off our crappy ones all the time.
All the time.
And theirs are always perfect, right?
Yep.
All right. Side tangent there, folks. All right. So that kind of gets us a baseline here, buddy.
Yep.
Now, we've had some no's, we've had some nays, we've had some gray areas, we've had some yeses. They're 100%.
Yep.
How do we draw the line? We can't draw it on tools. Lots of people use tools that aren't in construction.
Yeah,
Homeowners use tools.
Homeowners use tools. I've got the same set of tools in my house.
Right.
I don't count because I'm actually in construction, so I know what tools to buy. But, it's not like Ryobi or anything.
Well, oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, so what if we... I'm trying to figure out a way to paint you into a corner here, and you're making it kind of tough. So if we can't use tools, we have to fall back on what you said about base building versus installing things after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, we want to lean into construction, right? Well, what does construction look like?
It's the shell and the finished product of a building.
Yeah, it's a building that can be moved into or is built for a specific purpose.
Okay. But then where do we... Like, if someone was to come up to me, I guess where I'm trying to get to is, if someone come up to me on a job site and said, hey, they listen to this episode, and they're like, hey, man, how about you go fuck yourself, you and John? I've been doing this for years. I'm definitely in construction.
Explain it to me.
Do we need a list?
I mean, what I want to know is what makes you think you're in construction?
That's what we're talking about here.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'd have to ask the guy. Be like, okay, explain it to me. Why do you think that you're in construction? Because clearly... I mean, most of the people that you and I are going to see on a job site are in construction.
Almost all. Yeah.
Most. Fucking furniture guys don't count.
No, we've already established that.
So, and that's where I'm going with, the separation of manufacturing, because it's construction to build a automotive facility.
Okay.
It's manufacturing the cars that get pumped out.
Okay.
Right? It's construction to build the manufacturing lines, but not build the vehicles in my book.
Okay, fair enough. So we've gotten ourselves to the point here where I'm now going to be able to paint you into a corner, I think. All right. Correct me on any of these points that I'm going to make that you believe I'm misrepresenting what you said. Take your time, okay? Installer versus construction of... You're not there getting the building up, getting plumbing and HVAC and power into place so that the later employees can come in, whether it's installing furniture, countertops, things like that, because people installing millwork count, I think.
That's usually done during the construction phase, though.
Mostly, right?
Break rooms, shit like that, right?
So it's whether it's a demo or a new build, it's during the construction process, getting it up and running, getting it to where it's a finished spot for the people to move in.
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying installation of parts and materials after the fact probably don't count.
That only applies to furniture guys.
That only applies to furniture guys.
Because I really don't like furniture guys.
Yeah, I had a bad experience with one. Everybody else has been perfectly great to deal with so far. Just using tools doesn't count?
No, because everybody uses tools in some form or another. Right. Shit, my 18-year-old does to fucking do a art project.
Fair enough. So here's where I'm getting to, man. If installing of parts and material after the fact don't really count for you, where does service fall in?
Ooh, now you're taking it personal.
No, I'm just trying to find out where the defining line is here. Many of my jobs don't fall under anything we just talked about that is quote unquote construction. Many of the things I do don't fall under that. pulling in
your maintenance.
Pulling in one new circuit. So does maintenance count as construction? Here we are. Okay, boom. Thank you. I didn't have to say it out loud. You said it.
Yeah.
Does maintenance count as construction? Because if you think of it in a grand scheme, I know you're going to be tempted in your brain. You got your mouth open now looking up in the corner. You're going to be tempted to say no.
I'm saying no.
Right. But am I a construction worker?
No.
Oh. Then,
Look.
Yeah, I fucking told you I was going to paint you in a corner here.
Okay, so yes, you're in maintenance, right? Your job as a service driver is to keep something functioning or fix it when it breaks.
Correct.
You are in maintenance.
I do occasionally do new installs of material, like wiring, piping, things like that. Same thing would go with like a plumbing service or HVAC service.
Right. But if your service department gets slow enough, people sometimes don't need shit fixed.
True.
You're going to go onto a job site. You'll help a guy out. Right. For a week or two, whatever.
It happens. Yeah, it happens.
Right. At that point, yes, you're in construction. Service work is maintenance. I wouldn't classify it as 100% construction.
Interesting.
Because going in and changing out a receptacle, even though it may be dangerous and have inherent risks for some people, it's not for you.
Well, not with my shop because we have a hard and fast policy about not doing hot work, which I always follow to the letter.
But at the same time, you have the skills in order to be able to handle it if it was hot.
That's true.
Right?
Right.
Not all that. Well, I mean, electricians die all the time, but
right.
It's usually for doing something stupid. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, brother, but on your normal day to day, I'm not going to put you in construction.
But yet, almost all of the things that we discussed that drew the line in the sand apply to me. I have to wear all the safety equipment. I have to follow all the rules. I work with other trades.
I'm willing to bet you can go into 90% of your service calls in shorts and a t-shirt without a hard hat.
Oh, but I can't according to the rules. Could I? But see, that being said, hold on a sec. Yo, you fucker. According to the rules, I can't. What you're saying is theoretically I could do my job in those things if the rules didn't tell me that I couldn't.
And have a high probability of not being removed from the site. If I showed up in shorts, t-shirt, and without all my shit on my sites, I would be told to go home.
Oh, sure. If I didn't stop into the shop for something on a certain day, hot in the summer, I could probably, without anyone finding out, get away with doing that, right?
Yeah.
Now, I also, again, it's not, I'd hate to use the word.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't, certainly no, obviously not. I hate to use the word respect. I've said in the past, I don't believe that if you can wear shorts and t-shirts or in sneakers that you count in construction, which you've made your point about there's lots of people who don't have to follow the same rules who can do that, right?
Right.
Hot, wiring up a house in the middle of summer, I get it. I could probably go in and get away with it for a day or two before anybody said anything. Right?
Probably.
If someone didn't show up, they wouldn't really know.
Right.
But I agree with denim is important.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a protective layer.
Yeah, denim. How many times, listen, any construction worker out there who's sawed anything made of metal and gotten the little burns on their arms from the hot metal shavings going or whatever, right? We all know. Imagine that on your legs.
Oh, God.
Or the stuff. Here, listen, I got a perfect example, man. I did a lot of solar before I moved into service. I recall doing a beer brewery outside of town on the roof. It was one of the first solar projects I was involved in. And on the day of startup, all the people from the solar company show up. And two of those dudes are in shorts, sneakers, and one of them had a tank top on. I shit you not. I warned them before we went up. I'm like, listen, it's a black rubber roof. And by the way, sorry, you fucking called me out on this last time, so I'm going to correct myself. It's not rubber, it's membrane. Pardon me. A black membrane roof. Anyways, okay. I digress. I explained to the dudes, I'm like, hey, I looked at the two of them specifically and pointed right at them. Like, hey, boys, it's 100 degrees on the surface up there. Like, it's hot as shit. Don't kneel down up there. You're going to burn your knee.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, no, listen. And one of the kids gave me attitude. Actually, the kid in the fucking tank top. He's like, this isn't my first day here. I'm like, hey, I'm just warning you because I'm theoretically in charge of safety on this site.
Yeah. So I'm obligated to tell you.
I have to tell you that there's some inherent danger up there, right?
Yeah.
We weren't up there 2 minutes and the kid kneeled down on it and burned his knee.
I'd laugh.
Oh, great.
I hope to God you laughed at him.
Oh, I did. Great big disc size welt on his knee, like what's the word I'm searching for here?
Blister
right away,
Yeah.
almost immediately, and the rest of them were laughing at him too.
Yeah.
Looking right at him, going, man, that guy told you that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like,
when it's 100 degrees outside, those membranes are like fucking 180.
oh yeah, no, it was brutal.
Yeah,
up there.
they're horrible.
Yeah, but see, that's the sort of thing that you see somebody going, okay, well, don't be an idiot, right?
Right.
That would be me in service if I was able to go that route. I kneel down on dirty kitchen tile constantly.
Oh yeah.
Up on roofs. Yes, could I physically do it? Could I theoretically? Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't be comfortable.
No.
Because you can just kneel down in your jeans.
Right.
Like, you're okay, right?
Yeah.
And as far as drilling goes, I mean, a lot of guys wear the short sleeve work shirts. We obviously have like work uniform shirts, company name, my name on it, right? Canada classes, like the chest. I can roll down that sleeve when I'm drilling something to save all those little. I always do wear gloves because they do help with the little cuts, right?
Right.
Okay. But yeah, I just don't see. To my point, I find it real hard to respect somebody who can do their job in that.
I've been tempted to get some of those slide-on arm sleeves.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you want to start roofing, I mean, definitely, yeah.
Well, even how many times do we have to drill something upside down?
Constantly.
Right. And so it just covers your arms in metal shavings.
Right.
I'm not proud. I've taken my freaking coat and laid it across my arms.
Oh, yeah. Anything to do the job, right? For sure.
Well, so that's why I'm thinking about buying a set of those sleeves.
I will get you some in pink with little hearts and shit on them.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah,
I'll sport them.
I'm more than happy to do it.
I'm comfortable enough.
All right, man. Well, listen, I think we made our point here. This isn't a super long one today, folks. We just wanted to dig in a little bit. So,
take a couple of pot shots.
Right. Delivery drivers, nay.
Nah.
Office furniture, nay.
Nah.
Manufacturing, nay.
Nah.
Service drivers.
Nah.
Feel free, folks, to reach out on social media and let us know what you think.
Yes, please do. Because, yeah, I mean, I say nay to service drivers just because Jason's sitting in front of me and I can just fire him up a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to call us, you're not manufacturing, but you're going to call us maintenance.
Maintenance.
Got
workers.
it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad to know I'm not really construction work anymore. Let's see how you feel about me. All these truths coming out as we do this podcast, buddy. It's great.
I love you like a brother.
Yes, absolutely, man. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening one more week. We appreciate you coming at you from the East Side Job Trailer here. John, let everybody know what they should look out for.
Oh, you're putting it on me this time. Okay, whatever. Yeah, head over to our website. You can find that at isawpodcast.com. You can find our little widget in the bottom corner to buy us a beer. It kind of helps out this little deal, cover some costs that we have that we didn't really see, but they are what they are to keep every week going. But it all goes back into the podcast. You can email us at john@isawpodcast.com and jason@isawpodcast.com. You can actually reach us directly on Instagram at isawpodcast. I just feel like I'm saying at isawpodcast all the time.
We're saying it a lot. And don't forget, you can also send us a voicemail or not DM, but a text message at 507-607-ISAW. That's 507-607-4729.
Crushed it this time. Good job.
I'm practicing. I keep messing that up, folks.
Other than that, man, I want everybody to remember to be safe, go home, but also remember and be proud of the fact that your work keeps the world working.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, man. Sláinte.
Sláinte.